I am going to show you how to make interactive videos with EdPuzzles that you can integrate into any of your lessons. EdPuzzle, you can get videos from YouTube, Khan Academy, Crash Course. You can even upload your own videos that you have created, and you can make them all interactive. Students can watch the video and they can work at their own pace. You can hold them all accountable because you can see who's answering the questions and who's watched the videos. You can see their progress. You can use these in the classroom as rotation stations, individual work, listening comprehension. You can send it home as homework, so essentially flipping your classroom. And then you can even use them as review. There are two ways to use EdPuzzle. One is by the classic way and one is live mode. The classic way is where the students watch the video on their own and they work at their own pace, whereas the live is you presenting it to the classroom and then the students are answering the questions on their own devices. There's also two types of classes. The middle school and the high school are probably going to use the classic class because you already have Google Classrooms and you can import your classes from Google Classroom. That way the students already have accounts. The elementary are going to need to use the open class because they don't have accounts and we are trying to limit students creating their own accounts. The open class would allow students to just use a class code similar to Google Classroom to join your class, and then they would have to type in their name, and that is how you are able to tell which progress is theirs. You can share these with other teachers if you'd like. There are also ones that are already pre-made, so why reinvent the wheel? And then you can even upload your own. The first thing you needed to do is go to edpuzzle.com and sign in as with a teacher. It's much easier if you click sign in with Google because then it will pull your Google information that's already there. Please make sure to use your work email. With EdPuzzle, there are two types of accounts. There's a paid account and then there is a free account. With the free account, you get a max limit of 20 videos, so you may need to delete videos to make room for others. The paid account gives you unlimited storage. Right now, during the school closure, they are upgrading teachers' accounts to the pro version so that they have unlimited access, but please make sure that you use this referral code, and that is an LDDI46. Again, that's a lowercase l. This referral code will get you 3 extra videos so that when this is over with and they take you back down to the free version, you will now have 23 videos for your max storage. Each person gets their own referral code, so if you refer other teachers, then you can share with them your referral code, and then they will get 3 additional videos and you also get 3 additional videos. So in an essence, it pays to get more teachers on board with EdPuzzle. You get rewarded and the other teachers get rewarded. You will also connect your school and you can even connect to your department, and then you just create your first videos and go. It works with Google Classroom and the rest of these. I know that we use Google Classroom as our learning management system. And they also have PD courses where you can get badges for these topics. As you progress through, they have different modules for you to work on. You don't have to do any of this, but if you're looking for recertification points, these are pretty simple and easy to go through, and you can use the points on your recertification. I'm now going to go to edpuzzle.com, and if you're signing up for the first time, you're going to click sign up. Make sure you click I'm a teacher. And then you're going to sign in with Google, and that is going to pull your Google information. If you already have an account, then you would click log in. Whoops. You're going to click, one thing I need to show you is the students. Those elementary students that do not have accounts, if they type in edpuzzle.com, they will click on open class here in the right-hand corner. And when they do, it's going to ask them for the class code, and the teacher will have to supply the class code for them. If they are 6th through 12th graders, or you have created logins for them, then they will just simply log in, and they will log in as a student and put their information in. Now, for those that have an account, you're going to click I'm a teacher, and you're just going to come down here and click sign in with Google. And then you're just going to pick your work email. And it takes you into EdPuzzle. Now I'm going to start across the top. Content is where videos are that have already been created and are being shared. So there are videos, and I would just click on the checkbox, and I can edit those videos after I've watched them. I can copy them, and then I can just unselect it. I also can just click the video, and it will take me into the video as well. And we'll come back to that in a moment. You have Gradebook. What Gradebook allows you to do is once the students are watching the videos, let it load for a moment. Okay, it's taking a minute for it to load, so I will just keep going. But what's going to happen is your students are going to be listed down the left-hand side. And then any videos that you have shared with them will be listed across the top. And then grades will be filled in the grid below. If I click on My Classes, these are the classes that you have created. I have created one called EdPuzzle. But if I wanted to create a new class, I could click on Add New Class. Now I have two options. I can create a new class, which works well for the elementary students. I would give it a class name, give it a description, but that is optional. And then for elementary students, you want to choose Open. Open allows them to join by just a class code. And then do not check this box. This box will have EdPuzzle automatically generate nicknames for the students. You don't want that because you want the students to have to enter their name. That way you can tell what whose work is whose. Once you enter that information, you will just click Create Class down on the bottom, and it will create your class for you. Now, if you are using Google Classroom, then you can simply click Google Classroom. It will ask you to pick what class you want to use. So should I pick this one? And then I just hit import class, and it's going to import all of those usernames from Google Classroom into your EdPuzzle classroom. You also can go to the right-hand corner and click Invite Students, and it will give you the class code that you need for those elementary students, or if you're doing it manually for the 6th through 12th graders as well. You can also copy this link and enter this link into your Google Classroom or send an email to your students. And then you have class options over here on the right. Class options allow you to rename your class if you need to rename it, change your description if you need to, or even generate a new class code should you need to generate a new class code. Once you finish, you'll just click Save Changes, and it will save those changes for you. When I click on my picture or whatever my profile picture is for EdPuzzle, it allows me to log out. It tells me what type of account I have. At the moment, EdPuzzle is letting teachers upgrade for free to the pro version just for a limited time. It tells you I'm with Danville Public Schools. I chose Danville Public Schools because I am in between several schools. If you are just at one school, then I suggest you pick that one school. I can invite teachers to be a co-teacher of my classroom. There are also some resources that EdPuzzle has. Certifications is the PD online that you can do. What's new will do exactly that. It will share some things that are new with EdPuzzle. And then a help center is where you can get help for using different things in EdPuzzle should you need it. Now, in the center of your screen, I'm in my EdPuzzle class now. I have due assignments and I have no due date. If you had given your assignments a due date, they would appear here. And if you did not give them a due date, they appear here. As you can see, that's when I started the assignment. And this is how many people have watched it or turned it in, I should say. And then how many people are also in your class. Now I'm going to go back up to content. Remember, content is basically the landing page that you come to when you first log into to EdPuzzle. On the left-hand side, if I click on curriculum, this is an easy way to narrow down, am I just looking for elementary information, middle school, or high school? Danville Public Schools, if I click on that, that allows me to see that there are 4 other teachers that also chose Danville Public Schools as their school. And it lets me see who those teachers are. Please remember though that if you are at one school, so for example, GLH Johnson, then please pick GLH Johnson as your school as opposed to Danville Public School. That way you can connect with other teachers that are at your school. You can only change your school once a year. So if you pick Danville Public Schools, you are stuck with Danville Public Schools until the next school year or 1 year from when you created your account. If I click on my content allows me to see videos that I have either copied that were already created by somebody else and then I just manipulated them, or it allows you to see videos that I actually created myself. Again, if I want to view a video, I can click on it. Down here at the bottom, there's the play button and there's the reset. And if I click on any of these little teardrops, that lets me know that there's some type of question, whether it's multiple choice or open-ended or even an audio or typed note. So if I click on it, I'm going to pause that for a moment. Well, I don't have to pause it. Over here on the right-hand side, that particular teardrop was a typed note. And so if I scroll down, I can either skip it, I can rewatch it, which is awesome for the kids because it doesn't make them rewatch the entire video. It just makes them rewatch the one little section that pertains to whatever question or notes that you have listed here. I can also then click continue to move on. And you'll see it stop in just a moment. And so it stopped. And if I click on rewatch, it's only going to take me to the section that involves these notes. I'm going to stop for now and click the back button. If I click on this box, this allows me to assign this video to a class. It will allow me to edit it. And I can't edit videos that are assigned. I'll show you in just a moment. I can move it to a folder if I wanted to create folders. Right now I don't have any, they're just kind of loose here. I can duplicate the video. So if I want to make another video and ask different questions or differentiate it in some aspect, then I can do that. Unselect just takes the check mark off. And then if I needed to delete the video, I could delete the video. No problem. Okay. Now, let's say that I need to edit this video for whatever reason. If I click on this, I have to assign the video first. And when I assign it, I'm going to pick the class that I want to assign it to, or I can create a new class, just like we talked about earlier. I need to give it a start date. I need to give it a due date. Prevent skipping means that the students have to watch the video. They can't answer the questions unless they watch the video. So this is great to turn on. Closed captioning can be turned on or off depending on your needs, but closed captioning does allow kids to read what is being said as well as hearing it. So some kids do better visually and some kids do better auditorily. So either way, they would be able to learn in a way that helps them. Once I've set these up, I need to click Assign. And now that I've clicked Assign, I can either choose to share this assignment with my class. I can go live, means I can project it on the board, and then the students would answer with their own devices. And then I can delete the assignment as well, but I'm going to choose to share. And again, it gives me a link. It gives me a code if I'm going to embed it. And so now and I can edit the name as well. This allows me to, let me go back for a moment. I then can go to my gradebook. Nope, my classes, I'm sorry, my classes. And you can see that I assigned this video April 6th. I did not give it a due date, that's why it appears here. So now let's talk about how. Sorry, I lost my microphone there for a moment, but let's go ahead and talk about how you actually create a video. So let's just pick this one here that I see. I have not watched this yet, but I can click on play. And I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. Now, I pushed on that teardrop so that I could view the questions. So if I like this video and I like all the questions with it, I don't have to do anything else than assign it to my children. But let's say that I want to make this my own video. I can click copy. And when I click copy, now if I go back to content and then my content, that video is there. And I can click on it and then I can edit it. So now I can make this video my own. So if I click on this teardrop, I can see this question. And if I don't like this question, I can edit it so that I can change the question itself, or I can change the answers. If I don't want this question included at all, I can click delete, and it will delete that question as well. Now, one other good thing with YouTube, and I'm going to delete all of these questions. Well, I'll delete one more question so that I have a little bit of room to work. Is now let's just say I'm at the beginning of my video. Okay, I have some options up here. I have cut, I have voiceover, and I have questions. Say in the beginning of the video, it has some information I don't need, or it has some information at the end I don't need, or even somewhere in the middle. If I move this dot, let's say I move it there, I can click on add cut, and it's going to cut that part of my video out. So I won't have this anymore. If I did that by accident, I can click undo and it undoes it. Or I can click reset and it now will reset my video with that cut being taken out of it. I also have voiceover. Please be careful if you choose to use voiceover. Voiceover replaces all audio that is on this video, every bit of it, and you have to record your own audio to go along with the video. So I usually don't advise using voiceover. Questions, you can choose multiple choice. And with multiple choice, you can pick what answers are correct. You can have just one answer correct, or you can have multiple answers correct. This comes in handy for doing actual multiple choice answers, multi-answers, true, false, yes, no, those types of questions. Open-ended allows you to type a question and then the students will type in their answers. Note, there are two types of notes. You can do a written note or you can do an audio note. I like audio notes because audio notes lets the student hear your voice. And they tend to pay attention a little bit more than just the typed note. So let's talk about how to add these. If I click on multiple, well, first of all, I would watch my video. So I'm going to watch the video. And so if at this moment I want to add a question in the video, I click multiple choice and it freezes the video right here. And that means that's where it's going to add my question. So I advise you at first to watch the entire video and write down the little time slots where you think you might want to add a question. That way you know where to pause the video. You can always drag it back a little bit and then add your question there. But I can come here and I can just type in a question. What is another name for COVID-19? And I do have these formats up here, bold, italicize, and underline. For you science and math people, here's a superscript and a subscript, and you can also add equations. You can add a website link. So if they need to get out of this and go to a link for some reason, they are able to do that. You also can add an image if you need to add an image. You have those same choices in every answer box. So I'm just going to type in coronavirus. Whoops, I didn't spell that right. Nope, maybe I did and they just don't recognize it. I can click feedback and I can type in you guessed it, or whatever feedback I want to give the student. And then here I can type in another answer choice. And maybe the feedback might be more specific. And if I click, I can go back to my answer. I know it says question, but really it's going back to your answer. Now, if I wanted to answer more, give more answer choices, I can click the plus sign and I can add more answer choices, or I can hit the X and take those answer choices away. Once I have finished my question, I hit save, and then it will continue with the video and show you your question. And that means there, at that point, you can delete it if you decide you don't want it. You can edit it with the pencil, or if you click continue, it's going to start playing your video again so that you can then continue adding questions. So now let's just say I want to add an open-ended question. I can click open-ended. I have these same formats up here. I can then click what are you doing to prevent the corona? What are you doing to prevent yourself from getting the corona virus? And you can give some feedback if you want to give feedback, and then you click save. And again, it's going to play that little part of the video and then show your question. You can also add a note. And so this is where you can enter a typed note or and hit save, or you can enter an audio note. So I have to give it permission to use my microphone. And then you can see that it's recording now. And if I click the box, the little red box, it will stop recording. I can listen to it play back by clicking the megaphone here. And I can delete it if I need to, or if I like it, then I can hit save. When I click save, it's going to put it in there, and then I can see my typed note and my audio. So I can have both at one time, or I can just have one or the other. And then when I finish my video, and because I've finished adding all of my questions or my notes that I want, I just click finish in the top corner. And then when I click finish, it will allow me to assign it to a class, to edit it again if I need to duplicate it, or to delete it. If I click on assign, it's going to ask me what class. So again, I have to choose what class, and then I have to pick a start date and a due date. And then prevent skipping or turn on closed captioning if I would like to. I'm going to actually delete this video right now. That way I don't have other users trying to use it when I didn't really put questions in that I wanted to put in. And that's about all of EdPuzzle. You can add content over here, and this allows you to create a video of your own, to upload a video that you might already have, and then you can add questions to it, and to create new folders. Student projects is for like EdPuzzle Intermediate. Once you get used to using EdPuzzle, then you can go into student projects. If you have any other questions about EdPuzzle, please reach out to your ITRTs, and your ITRTs can help you with anything that you may need.